Hi everyone, welcome back to Coding App. Today we are talking about a really important topic for everyone learning JavaScript. The difference between let, where and const. Knowing when to use these can help you write the better and clean code. So let's jump in. First of all, we start with where, which is old way to declare variable in the JavaScript. That's we take where and name of the where is a is equal to is 10. Okay, this is the simple declaration of the where. Okay, and how we call it, then we call it with console. And you get the result here v in the output. Okay, where has been around for a long time, but it has some issue that make it less ideal for the modern code. In this where we can also read about the scope of where. One big thing to know about where is that the either a function scope or global scope. This means it's not limited to block it's declaring. Let me show you what I mean. First of all, create a function with the name of example, and we make a condition in it with the true and check where x is equal to 20. Then we call where from outside the if condition and call this function. Look, there is a output of 20. Even though x is declared inside the if block. Okay, it's accessible outside it. This can lead to bug in the bigger program. That's why we can say that it's an functional or global scope where is not a block scope. Okay, and the next topic is hosting of where. Another thing to know about the where is hosting, which is we can say that we can take a example for that. The console, first of all we check a where y is equal to 10 and call it before the declaration, console.log y. Okay, here y is get hosted, meaning it's moved to the top of the scope. So when we try to log y before it's assigned, we get the undefined instead of an error. This can be confusing. Okay, we get a undefined. this is not follow the hosting rule in the JavaScript, and also it is a global scope. That's we can getting the main issue of the variable. Okay, the next topic is let. We have let, which was introduced in ES6. Let fix many of the problem we saw with the where. The key difference is that let is the block scope. Let's take example. If true, let z is equal to 20, then console dot log z, and also we call it outside the bracket, and that's the result. Okay, as you see, let is only available inside the block scope. Trying to access outside, it will give us a reference error, and that reference error is z is not defined. Okay, reassigning with let. You can reassign variable declaration with let, but you can't redeclare them in the same scope. Let num is equal to 200, and num is equal to 300, and let num is equal to 400. Here is the reassign num works, but redeclare is it is the same scope through a error, and that error is the undefined num is identifier num is already has been declared. This is the syntax error. That's we can see here. The let can't be redeclared. Next is topic is hosting with let. Just like where let is hosted, but the difference is not initialized. This is called the temporal dead zone. Check a let variable a equal to 50, and we can call it before the declaration. Okay, and then run. It's give cannot access before the initialization. Okay, in this case a is hosting but not initialized, so trying to log it before declaration give a reference error. This help avoid the confusion which will we get in the where case, where give us undefined, so that will create a confusion what will the main error in it, but let we give the proper error which was the during the hosting. Now next topic is const. Finally we have const let like let const is the block scope. If with one big difference, you cannot reassign the const variable. It's same as a very let, but same as block scope, they have the scope that is block scope. For example, we take const, take a if condition with true and take a const in it, x is equal to 14, and so console.log x, it will give return x. But if we declare its call it outside the blocks of function block scope, it give an error. The x is not defined, is a reference error. Okay, as you can see, trying to call it outside the block scope, it's give a reference error. Okay, and we can also can't be reassigned. Const name is equal to John. Okay, and we can take reassign it name is equal to xyz, then it's give an error. The assignment to the const variable is a type error. As you can see, trying to reassign a const variable give a type error, but remember, const does not make objects or arrays immutable. You can still change property inside it. Like that, we can, for example, we can take a const of person is equal to name John, prs person dot name is equal to xyz, and console dot log prs person dot name. Here we are able to change the name property inside the person object. Const only prevents the reassignment of the variable itself. So let we discuss what we learn from this lecture is the main topic of the where, and also say let, also say const. We learn these and difference between these. Main of the where is scope. The scope is the function and global scope. Function and global scope. Okay, and we can also provide hosting with it, but it's follow hosting, but give undefined, not the proper error of the hosting. It's give undefined. Okay, undefined. Okay, or we can reassign enable or redeclare. We can reassignment and redeclarable of where. Also we can follow with let basically is the block scope, the block scope, and it's also follow hosting with the temporal dead zone error, and it's also reassignment assignable, and but not redeclarable. Okay, and const is also a block scope, and we can also follow with the hosting with the temporal zone dead zone, and we can't be reassigned and can't be redeclare it. As you can see, the let and const are the much predictable and safer to use than where. For use const by default unless you can know the value of the change. Use let when you need to reassign a value like a loops of and some conditions. Avoid using where because we can't getting the proper error and the proper configuration of it. It's the give the unexpected behavior and cause the error of it. And let's wrap up quickly example with that. We can take a const with the max user. It's basically a real world example. Let current user current user is John, and we can take a function change user new user. The current user is equal to new user, then console dot log current user. Current user is equal to if current user is equal to new user, then print the max user, else print the max user plus 1. Okay, then we call the function of current user of xyz. Okay, then we get the 101. If we give it zone, then we get 10. Okay. So basically, main conclusion is that we can avoid the where in the modern JavaScript use let when you need to reassign the variable. Use const for variable that should not be changed. Stick to these best practice, and your code will be much clearer and easier to debug. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumb up, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with any question and the suggestion. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.